hard time with the tab.
Here, I got it.
Oh, it's because I was doing the wrong place. It's childproof.
It is. It's childproof.
For me.
Okay, so here we have a new fresh container of Evermore. Connor is right here to our, that's not good. Make sure. Okay. And I'm going to take a nice,
nice healthy
dose here. And
healthy
I'm
serving.
going to point something real nice out as Hannah takes hers. This is a beautiful piece of kale. The kale that went into the last batch was gorgeous.
Some of it was purple.
Yeah.
Actually,
I just took a bite of.
Yeah, was that a purple one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
We have napkins today. Very civilized.
We're getting more civilized as we do this.
And a drink. Today it is a, what is it? Red Jacket.
Orchard's apple juice.
With a little spritzer, a little seltzer water.
There's no alcohol in this drink,
No.
although I think it would go really well with a little gin or a little vodka.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I just actually took a huge amount of it.
And again, we are allowing condiments. So I'm going to once again sprinkle a little sea salt on mine. Hannah likes to be the purist.
No, I think
it's still pretty pure. A little pepper. And
are you gonna go
as always, the option for hot sauce.
I
don't know. I've never had it with hot sauce.
It's...
I'm going to do a taste with. I mean, more out of curiosity. I might want to try a little hot sauce.
I don't know if that would be the best hot sauce for it. I think one of these days we're going to do sort of like a little bit of a hot sauce comparison test and try different hot sauces and see what the best hot sauce with Evermore is.
It's quite delicious as is.
Okay, some pepper.
I'm going to try a little hot sauce for no good reason. I'm part of it. I don't like too much hot sauce.
Gotta mind my manners here.
Alright, so that's just a tiny bit of hot sauce. We're going to do a little half just to Gersh Kunstmann. I think that's how you pronounce it. Maybe Kunstmann from the Brooklyn Paper did a little video where he tasted the food. And he actually called it delicious with hot sauce, which is quite a compliment because he's not one of us, you know. I mean, he had every reason to say it was disgusting because he's a journalist, you know what I mean. And he said it was delicious. So let's test it out.
What do you think? How's it doing for you with the hot sauce?
It's actually very good. It's not very spicy, so I don't know that I put enough.
Well, it's not the spiciest type of sauce. I'd like to see it with like a habanero sauce.
Well, I think you have a higher tolerance for spice than I do.
We're eating kind of early today. I have a trapeze lesson at 3, and you don't want to be hanging upside down with a stomach full of Evermore. I think that it's really dense, and I just think that would be problematic. So we're eating early.
Okay, this actually does qualify as delicious.
Okay, now you're tempting me.
Yeah, you have to try it. While Hannah is flying up in the air, I went out and bought some ingredients, and I'm going to do a root vegetable stew with beef and barley. I'm soaking the barley right now, and I've got yams, carrots.
No, I want to bring over the visual aids.
Okay, we have visual aids.
Don't spiel that off yet.
But I'm pretty excited because I want to make sure that, again, because we don't want a very super high protein diet all the time, this is very high protein. I want to make sure that we have things on hand like those granola bars that I made yesterday that we've been sort of devouring for breakfast and snacks, especially since we know that Connor now loves them. And then I want to have
visual aids,
a beef and barley stew where beef is going to make up a very small percentage of it, just enough to kind of have
a little flavor.
But so yeah, we've got parsley.
It's in our food.
Yeah, and this is all organic produce we're using and products.
Parsnips. Oh, here's a third parsnip.
Third parsnip.
Oh, look, Connor's like totally poking his head up into the...
Yeah, well, it's because it's a big thing of meat you're holding. Carrots. Oh. Here is our beef. I got an organic beef for stew. It's just chuck. And it's going to be delicious. I'm going to stew it for a couple hours so it's really falling apart. Some yams. And kale at the end. It'll add nice texture and flavor, and we love green things.
All ingredients in our food.
And what's not over here is the soaking barley.
Yeah, I thought I was afraid I was going to drop it because it's like a big bowl full of water and we have electronics over here. So I thought that it would probably be best not to bring over the big soaking barley container.
Yeah. And again, you know, I'm going to throw a bay leaf in there and some very simple spices. But it's going to be pretty true to the ingredients that we use. And as usual, Connor seems to really like the food that's in his food. It's really interesting because I've never seen him go crazy. I actually cook for a client, and I've been making granola bars, which is maybe why I was so inspired to make the ones that we're making now. And we had to run out, and there was a bar on the counter, and I came back, and it was fully there. I'm pretty sure if I left one of the bars that we just made yesterday that he's going nuts for, it would be gone by the time we got home.
And remember the time...
Maybe we'll test it out and see, because it's interesting.
Remember the time that the bag of oats spilled on the floor, and he just went crazy? And it was just like eating these plain oats, and we're like...
Here he is, by the way.
Why are you eating all these oats?
Say hi to Connor.
Because they're in your food. Yeah, we got a little head poking up.
Oh, he doesn't get the video.
Yeah. You don't understand that there's like a frame here, that if you want to be in the frame, you have to come over here. Of course, we're probably encouraging him a little bit too much to beg at meal times, but...
And what do you think of the hot sauce?
It's good.
It's actually really...
Really?
A little salt, a little pepper, and a dash of hot sauce, or a few splashes.
Yeah, I might
telling
continue.
You, this is pretty yummy.
I might continue this regime after... Ask me that in 27 days, but...
It really balances the organ meat flavor. That's what it is. With a little bit of the condiments, it brings out, I think, maybe some of the other flavor, so the livery taste isn't quite as strong.
You know what I sometimes get? I think I have food in my hair. No, but you know what I sometimes get is the seaweed taste coming through.
Do you?
Yeah. Do you get that?
Maybe, but I love it.
No, I do too. No, I'm just saying, like, one of the things that I really do, I think, stands out in the food is we use kelp in our food. It's a wonderful ingredient.
It's so good, and so good for you.
A lot of trace minerals, alginic acid.
Which helps bind toxins to the body or in the body and helps flush them out of the system.
But, that's one of our fabulous ingredients. We'll probably do more discussion on seaweed in the future. But it's just one of the things, while we're doing tasting notes, that I get heavily.
And by the way, we were asked what that lovely hat Hannah was wearing yesterday, what the animal was of choice. Or not of choice, but anyway, what it was. And
I'm going to put it back on.
She's just going to put it back on.
I'm going to plug another company that I love.
Obviously, it's not made of real fur.
This is not real fur. This is my husky hat. And they're made by Spirit Hoods. They're a West Coast company. I think they're out of Portland and LA. And they do all kinds of animals. It's a really fun thing to wear.
And warm in the winter.
And really warm. It's got mittens attached, which is awesome because I lose so many gloves every winter. So it's spirithoods.com if anyone's interested. They donate portions of their proceeds to like animal conservation efforts. So anyway.
And as it turns out, if you have a dog food company or another dog product company and you go to events with people who have huskies, they want to take your picture every second, and you're on every single like blog. There's tons of pictures of Hannah with this. What's the husky's name?
The husky's name is Bo,
and
he's a famous New York therapy dog. And there's lots of pictures of me and Bo in various settings, and I think there's going to be more because he gets around.
Yeah.
And we get around.
Yeah.
So.
I'm wearing a raven today. I don't know if that's my spirit animal though.
I think it's a raccoon.
Yeah, we've decided apparently raccoon is my spirit animal.
Allison's really good at like foraging. You eat a lot faster than I do.
Yeah.
I need to start picking up the pace.
It's better to eat slowly. To masticate. Although
dogs don't really masticate.
This is pretty ground up already. Probably more ground up than most people who chew their food or don't chew their food. I mean, the truth is I'm really enjoying this.
I am too.
So like, yeah, it's not hard to get it down. And it's great. There's like little chunks of chicken. You know, we use chicken breast and chicken thigh.
In addition to the hearts and the liver.
Yeah.
I mean, the chicken breast and chicken thigh come before the hearts and the liver on our ingredient list. There's more of that. So these are actually like prime parts of the chicken.
And
I like the thighs. They're more flavorful.
I do too. And a lot of people think chicken breast is the better meat, but we could go all breast, and we would do that if we thought that.
I was just going to make a joke.
But there's more nutrition in the thigh, and so it's a good balance to do part chicken breast, part chicken thigh. But it's great. You know, we do the grinding actually in our kitchen, so we get the larger pieces and we grind them down.
Which is a joy to watch. If any of you like the movie The Wall, it's very reminiscent of that.
It's a
pleasant thing to evoke at mealtime.
Yeah,
but like, you know what? I mean, we're about, you know, transparency in our process. So
Yeah.
that's a part of our process is throwing meat through a grinder, which isn't the most beautiful imagery, but it's what we do.
But at least we know what it was before it was ground. You know, and it comes from very high quality places. We source at the same place as people who sell their foods in Whole Foods. Even the base, you know, ingredients are usually or are sold in Whole Foods. So, yeah. And yeah, if anybody out there knows of a good source for dried blueberries, please let us know.
Yeah.
We went to Fairway and they have a tiny little bag. So expensive. And then I went and tried to find a big bulk thing, but it had sort of like extra sweeteners and stuff. And so we want to be able to cook with dried blueberries. We're going to have to look into that.
We're good at sourcing fresh ingredients.
Yeah. And we have frozen wild blueberries.
And this is also, you know, we're experiencing this on a more retail level. So we're trying to find a good place in Brooklyn to get dried blueberries. Maybe Sahadi's, actually.
No. Yeah, I sort of mistakenly thought that I'd be able to find them in the bulk section, but I think they might be a little too...
they're a pricey ingredient.
They're very pricey.
I mean, we pay a lot to put them in our food.
It's true.
There's so many things about blueberries that are good.
Yeah, and we specifically like to get the wild blueberries. They're smaller, and we like them. They have like a nice taste for us. I mean,
well, they also, I mean, yeah, they maintain their shape and integrity in the food. Like the big ones kind of explode, and from what I've read, they're better in terms of nutritional density. But I don't want to. I'm not going to swear to that. There's like, but I've definitely read things to that effect.
I am, by the way, as Hannah still is eating. I'm like picking. If anyone in my family is watching, they know that I like to use my fingers when I eat. I'm trying not to do it right now, but I literally could happily do that.